Hello, it's Rafael Gutierrez. Welcome to our channel. I know it's been a while since I made something. Part of the reason is I really want to make videos that have a purpose. I don't want to just make a video just to make a video. And so a lot of times I am looking for products that I can actually tell you about in martial arts or health related. Books, I do read a lot. Magazines, there's a lot of magazines I love, and a lot of times when I talk about a book or magazine, I like to at least email the author to see if they agree with my assessment of it, see if it's something they would want me to put up. And so I guess in many ways, the only time I would actually mention a product or a book is if I felt it was good. And today there was something that I came across which I thought would be interesting to talk about. And that is, it's actually based on two things. One is, recently I was asked to do the Facebook Karate Challenge, where you take a picture for 10 different days. You take a different picture, and for 10 days you put a picture out that's important to you in karate. Don't say anything about it, and just put it up. And the first picture I put was me with some of my more advanced students, and it's an important picture for me. One, because it wasn't really taken with the idea, hey, we're all going to get together and take this picture. It was, a lot of them were there. Three of them have actually gotten really busy with high school and junior highs. I should mention, for some reason, all my students have managed to get into these special high schools and junior high schools where they get a lot of projects, and they are supposed to be the next academic winners of the world. One of them is, then I have some older ones who are going to actually top universities, which I'm really proud of too. And when I see that picture, I think of the students I've had and wonder what effect I've had with them. And so that is one of the big things that I actually do look at. And as I was doing that, this week I actually ran into a quote which I thought was really interesting, and I'm sure it was an advertisement for something, but the quote was, we all have an idea of who you, let me read that again. You have an idea of who you want to be and what you want to do. And I thought that was a really interesting quote, because it made me start thinking of the karate pictures and why the pictures I was putting are important. Now, like I said, the first picture I put was me and my students. And the reason that's important is because it shows who I am. I am a person who's teaching these people an art, and these kids, most of them are kids, are now also going out and teaching other people. And like I said, some of these are not in high school yet, but they're teaching their brothers, their sisters, their friends, different people. And to me, that was actually something important. We're continuing a chain. Someone taught me, so I teach someone else, and they teach someone else, and the history of my teachers becomes part of my students' teachers, and my students' students will end up becoming someone who I become part of their history. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I also showed pictures of, one was with my late sensei, and again, it made me think of who I am and what I wanted to do. And I always wanted to go see the world. I wanted to experience different things. And what's neat about it is karate, even though it means empty hand, and you think about what empty hand can mean to you, it actually gives you a lot of opportunities. I've gotten a chance to go to Okinawa. I've gone to every state of the U.S. and managed to train with, except for Alaska, so I have to make Alaska, and managed to train with people there and had a great time with them. And every time I travel, I usually look for a martial art, not necessarily karate, sometimes just a martial arts school, and train with them. And I started thinking about these whole things, about who you are and what you want to do. And now that I'm 44, almost 45, I'm actually really happy, and I'm where I wanted to be, a few years ago. And there's reasons behind it. Part of it was karate. I've had karate since things were not going well for me. And karate always was something it was mine, and no one could take my karate away from me. It was what I was doing, and that was it. It didn't matter if someone told me, well, that's not the karate we're doing. Well, that's fine. It's what I'm doing. And so that is one of the big things. It's like sometimes things weren't going good for me. Uh, my things were better for me than they were for my father, who I mentioned in Off the Rails came to the U.S. from Nicaragua in '79 during during an oil embargo where people really had it rough here, at least in my lifetime. And so the thing that happened is we ended up seeing I ended up seeing that, yes, you know what, when things were rough on my life, I had karate. I had my empty hands. I had my techniques, what I wanted to work with, and something that nobody could take away from me. I also started thinking of, uh, where I want to go next. Here's the thing is I'm almost 45 now. Where I am today, if I was there at 70, I'd be happy, but I know that my body is not going to be the same at 70 than it is today. I know that I'm going to have pain in certain areas in 70 that I don't have today. And so in the 70s, I actually have to figure out where do I want to be then? And what do I want to be doing? And again, with karate, I do want to continue teaching. I love teaching. I will admit it. I will want to inspire other people. That's actually one of the greatest feelings you can actually have. When someone says, you know what, I've been dreaming of doing, I think I had someone tell me they were dreaming of doing an Okinawan trip, and when they read when they read Serious on the Rarest Things, it actually inspired them to go to Okinawa and see what was going on there. And I was actually very fortunate. Like I said, my dad actually came and he did a lot of things to give me opportunities. When things weren't going so well, I always had karate, like I mentioned. And then there's actually another person who I have to thank for helping me be who I want to be. And that's my girlfriend, who met me not when things were my worst, but pretty close to there. And she helped me do a lot of different things. She actually helped pull me out of being a little self-destructive. A lot of us are self-destructive, and we just say, well, it's entertainment. But when we get out of that, sometimes we look back and are like, why was I even considering living like that? And so, like I said, it's a short video. I did want to mention about, how karate is a big part of who I wanted to be and who I am, as well as what I wanted to do and what I'm doing. It did open the doors, and maybe that's the best thing karate can give you. It's not necessarily I think it is good to have the idea that, hey, you know what, I can walk out and don't have to worry about getting attacked. And karate comes out, well, you don't have to worry about getting attacked. I live in San Diego, not usually going to happen. Obviously, it happens to some people sometimes, but it's not something we have to worry about. And if there comes a situation where we might, it gives us the strength to understand we may want to go the other route. We don't have to go straight and try to fight our way through anything. We are karateka. We know that we don't have to prove ourselves to someone else. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and well, if you have any suggestions on videos I can make, especially related to injury, old stories, see if they actually happen, please write it down in the comments and I will get to it as soon as I can. Thank you and have a nice day.